Let's talk a bit about the citizenship issue after the Supreme Court's decision to hear President Donald Trump's side with the Director of Strategic Initiatives, Democrats Abroad, Angela Fobbs. She joins me from Mainz in Germany. Good to have you. Now, let's talk about this. I'm just going to go straight into it. Do you believe that birthright citizenship has been exploited, and isn't it time to reform the system?
I don't believe that birthright citizenship has been exploited. We don't need a reform on this. This has been settled law for 150 years, and it will destabilize the United States further.
So how do you respond to critics who say that Democrats are prioritizing the interest of undocumented immigrants over American citizens?
Well, I don't think that the Democratic Party or Democrats in general are prioritizing the interest of undocumented immigrants over American citizens. You have to ask the question, where does this stop and where does it start? How do you determine who can be a U.S. citizen? Will this normally just being born in the United States makes you a citizen? And once you start to parse out who can be a citizen and who can't be, we'll be back at a time before the 14th Amendment.
So isn't it unfair, though, to grant citizenship to children born to parents who are in the country illegally?
I don't think so. We don't punish children for their parents' actions, and the Constitution's promise of equal citizenship reflects a moral principle. I mean, these are people. These are not objects or elite. And actually, coming into the United States without a visa or overstaying your visa is a misdemeanor. It's not a felony. It's not a crime that you should be punished for by going to jail. Birthright citizenship avoids creating a permanent subclass of Americans that are born as non-citizens. And this would be really unfair and extremely socially destabilizing.
Now, Angela Fobbs, I'm going to bring in the Congress to this conversation, even though we know that Trump's used to using his executive powers. Shouldn't the Congress, rather than the courts, decide on changes to immigration policy, including birthright citizenship?
Congress can legislate immigration policy, but constitutional definitions of citizenship, once settled by the court 150 years ago, aren't changed by statute. Congress should focus on visas, enforcement capacity, lawful pathways to citizenship, anti-fraud measures, and leave our Constitution alone.
So again, how do you then, expect the administration of Donald Trump to address, concerns about the economic burden of providing services to children born to, the issue has been undocumented parents. So it doesn't matter if you're born on a soil and it's illegal, well, that's left to the courts to interpret. But then isn't that the burden of, undocumented, be it adults, children, that poses a lot of burden for the economy. What do you make of that?
Well, undocumented adults are broadly ineligible for most federal means-tested benefits. Education and basic health care for citizen children is important. But on the whole, undocumented workers don't get any services for free. They pay into our system through taxes. They buy things. They rent homes. They do all sorts of things that contribute to our system without receiving any public benefits. So children born in the United States are citizens, and investing in their health and education is an investment for future taxpayers.
So I'm going to take you back to 1898 now. Do you believe that the Supreme Court's decision in the United States versus the One King Act was correctly decided, and should it be overturned then?
It should not be overturned. It was correctly decided. Reversing it would unsettle millions of people and create constitutional contradictions and expand government bureaucracy to police our lineage and rather than our place of birth. And just so to be clear, that there are lots of people that are in the United States Congress right now that are naturalized citizens, that their children should be US citizens. We don't know what Donald Trump really means when he wants to end birthright citizenship. His family didn't come to the United States until the 20th century. So I don't know where it stops. When do you have to have been here by? 1776, 1850, 1950. What is the border for these people?
What they've been talking about is the fact that it's illegal, is undocumented, so there's no trace to where, more like the conversation we had a couple of days ago where I don't want to mention the country because that was, a turner for you, but I mean, short of National Guard. So the issue here is undocumented, illegal. On that basis, that person should be denied the US citizenship.
Well, undocumented and illegal are two different things. People come here and they come here to make their families have a better life. People have children, people get married, and there's no reason why people coming to the United States shouldn't be able to have their children, whether they are undocumented or not, be American citizens.
So finally, isn't the Trump administration's executive order a legitimate attempt to protect the value of the American citizenship? I mean, this is one amongst many statements we get to see, on social media. The executive order, at the end of it, he says America first, so it's protective of the American people and the American value. What's your take on that?
I don't think that Trump's executive order was legitimate at all. Protecting our citizenship value is a goal, but an executive order cannot rewrite the Constitution or the meaning of long-standing Supreme Court precedents. People look to us as a beacon, as a hope. And if we take away what would give people hope, if we take away the fairness and even just the practicality, it's going to cause a great deal of damage to our reputation and to the people of the United States of America.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Angela Fobbs, she's the Director of Strategic Initiatives, Democrats Abroad, joined us from Mainz, Germany there to talk about the U.S. Supreme Court decision to hear Trump's side.